I can't wait till this corona over, so I gotta go to the barber. What up? It's your boy Anon. Today I just finished the workout, so if I'm a little short of breath or a little out of breath or I look tired or whatever, you know what I'm saying, just finished a good workout. But anyways, I'm here and we're gonna start this new series of artists who changed my mind. You hear me? Artists who either I liked before, and then over time I've like slowly either liked them less or just don't like them at all, or artists that I ignored before or I didn't like before that I listened to, and I realized, hey, dude actually dope. You know what I'm saying? So the first episode of this is gonna be on Young Thug. It's just gonna be a short kind of breakdown and description of Young Thug, why I feel, why I changed my opinions on him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And one of the reasons, first off, is just he's one of the most entertaining rappers to listen to. You know what I'm saying? You can try to expect what you're gonna get. Like content-wise, you may be like, okay, I know what I'm gonna get from Young Thug as far as content. You know what I'm saying? But as far as how it's gonna sound, you can never predict how something is gonna sound. A song could go one way and then he'll just change it into another direction. When I listen to him, I get a mixture of Lil Wayne and ODB. You know what I'm saying? Which is like he raps. You know, he's a decent rapper, but he can also just randomly go into singing and then going back into rapping. You know what I'm saying? Which is something Lil Wayne did sometimes and some ODB did, like in the 90s. You know, when ODB was alive, that's pretty much was his rap style. Is he'll start rapping and then just start singing in the middle. Like Young Thug reminds me of a mixture of them two. You know what I'm saying? Even just as far as a beat to start, be like, oh, this beat, you gotta rap on this, ain't no way. And then he'll just find some way, some type of melody to hit on there, or even like his ad-libs would be just, you know what I'm saying, crazy. Like Halftime, which is an old Young Thug song, about what, 4 or 5 years old, and people still talk about it to this day just because that skirt noise that a lot of rappers do, he did it for like 12 seconds, and you just, while he's rapping over it, but in the background he's still going skirt, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, wow, you know what I'm saying? How I felt about him before was, of course, when he started popping or whatever like that, the only song I heard from him was Lifestyle with him, Rich Homie Quan and stuff like that. And it wasn't, I didn't think it was a bad song, but I was like, all right, this is a dude that I'm not really gonna be interested in listening to like that. You know what I'm saying? And of course my friends was like, nah man, you sleeping on him, you gotta listen to him, he cold, this and that. And I'm just like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Just off of Lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I was young, I was like, how was I around that time? That came out, what, 2014, 2015, something like that. So I was like 16, maybe 15, 16, something like that. Wait, I was probably about 16, 17, something like that when that song came out. So I'm just like, nah, I ain't really interested in it. You know what I'm saying? What happened was, now I could think about it, I've been listening to the Migos, you know what I'm saying? Which I've talked about the Migos numerous times on this channel. But I was listening to the Migos radio. You know, they have the little radio section where you just click an artist and they'll play the artist music and artists related to that artist music, you know what I'm saying? So listening to the Migos, Young Thug will sneak in every now and then. I'm just like, dude actually got some, like, it's interesting to listen to. Like, he got some nice songs, nice melodies. Sometimes he got a nice flow. Sometimes he have, like, speaking of his bars be so, like, you don't know what they mean, you know what I'm saying? Which I find that interesting because, of course, one of my favorite rappers of all time, Eminem, of course, some of his bars you'll get, and at some bars, on first listen, you'll be like, huh? And some, you have to do, like, some research on it. Not saying that Young Thug have Eminem type bars, but Young Thug have bars where you're just like, what? And, like, Rap Genius even be like, hey, look, bro. Like, I want your pizza like Little Caesars or something like that. Or, trying to think of another one like that. But you just had a couple bars where you just like, huh? I know some song where he was talking about some dude was looking at his girl, so he punched him and said, imagine if he just say some wild stuff sometimes and just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? He's just very energetic, and different. You know what I'm saying? Even listening to his interviews, you could tell his mind is on like other stuff. I'm not saying he's not focused on music, but it's just he thinks on a different level than some other people as far as music goes. I've heard he freestyles everything like Lil Wayne does, which I guess you could kind of tell because some of his bars just kind of hit and miss sometimes, where it's just like, you know, it didn't take much thought. The delivery of it sometimes sounds like it doesn't take much thought into it. Like, I wouldn't say his bars are simple, but the bars that you're like, huh? It sound like something he just said just because it sounded dope. And some of his bars, you know, they'll hit sometimes, you know, and I've listened to him freestyle, and you can hear the similarities between his freestyle and his actual music. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of tell. But to realize that he does all the stuff he does in all his songs, the melodies and all stuff like that, I wouldn't say he do it in one take, which he probably does, but to say he does that all off the top of his head, I've seen an interview where he says, I just rap about what I did the day before. You know what I'm saying? So for him to just be like, okay, I'm gonna just rap about what I did yesterday off the top of my head with some melodies and vocal inflection, like that's another thing he's good at. It's just sounding like three different people on the same song. You know what I'm saying? He could rap in one voice, and then he could make it super high pitch, and then he could sing in another voice, and then he could rap in a deep voice. Like he knows how to change his vocals, and it usually fits the mood, no matter what he changes his voice to. You know what I'm saying? And like you could tell a lot of rappers try and mimic that, but they usually only go for one sound, which is similar to what you could say for Tupac. As far as not comparing Young Thug to Tupac, I know y'all probably looking at me like, is he really comparing Young Thug to Tupac? But a lot of people say, oh, my favorite rapper is Tupac or whatever, but you can tell they only take one aspect of Tupac and they just crank it up to 11. You know what I'm saying? And it's similar to Young Thug. There are certain people who take certain aspects of Young Thug or Lil Wayne's music and they just crank it up to 11 instead of trying to hit each and every, you know what I'm saying, aspect, which of course if you do that, you'll be mimicking them. But at the end of the story, even taking one piece of them is still you mimicking them. But just these different things I'm noticing about him, the way he raps, the way he just switches back and forth between not only flows but just melody to rapping. The melody, like Halftime is a perfect example. Just listen to Halftime. It's a perfect example of just his style of just rapping, singing. But it's not like Drake. It's like different because Drake has a little singing type thing where you could tell he kind of has the ability to sing. Young Thug, of course, he has an auto-tune or whatever like that, but you can tell he just likes singing even though he knows he can't sing, which is just like ODB. You know what I'm saying? ODB couldn't sing, but he just liked singing. You know what I'm saying? But I just listened to him. I listened to Slime Season 2, Slime Season 3. What's the name of that album? So Much Fun. I've listened to a couple of his songs, even the songs that didn't go on the album, but were just throwaway songs pretty much. And I'm just like, okay, this dude, you know, he has a talent. He has a gift, a musical gift that a lot of people don't. There's a difference between having a musical gift and having a lyrical gift. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say he's the best rapper in the world. I wouldn't say he's top 20 best rappers lyrically. But as far as just knowing, just making music, I would say he makes pretty good music as far as the sound and the structure and just the different aspects and unpredictability of his music. You know what I'm saying? I was wrong. But Young Thug is dope, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't ever heard of him, or if you've been like me and was like, nah, I'm not gonna listen to him, he don't sound like he's my type of artist. If you're just a fan of music and different elements of music, I think you will like him, you know what I'm saying? I usually listen to hip-hop, like most of the time you check my phone, everything is pretty much rap music, but I am knowledgeable about different genres, and Young Thug finds ways to mix different genres into his hip-hop music, which I think is dope, you know what I'm saying? But that's it for me. I'm out. If you have any requests of other artists that you feel like I need to check out so I can change my mind on, or I'll just come in with another artist that either I liked before that I stopped liking, or I didn't like before that I started liking, I'll do that. I've been thinking about maybe doing cannabis, because I got in a debate like a long time ago with somebody about just how my opinion of cannabis kind of changed, but it's whatever. That's it for me. I'm out. Too sweet.